And so today's practice is returning to our mandala theme. And for those of you familiar with the idea of a mandala, it's a sacred symbol of sacred space. It's a symbol that is usually round, that contains a lot of geometric shapes. It can be outlined for you to color, or it can be filled with color. And each shape and each color has its own significance. Typically an element of the universe, air, water, earth, space, or it could be one of the yoga tenets like purity or truthfulness or release or integrity. And so you put it all together into this beautiful design. And I also like to think of it as all circles are infinite. And so it's a way to represent and symbolize the life, right? The life cycle. When you look at it, the inside can be, it's very concentrated, and you can think of that as the physical or the material world. And then beyond it on the perimeter, sort of bleeding out into ether, is the spiritual world. But today we're going to look at the mandala as a symbol of life, as we honor lives lost, lives that continue to be valiantly lived in defense of our country, in defense of our freedom, in defense of all that makes our country so wonderful. So we're going to pull together these two ideas of the mandala and Memorial Day, and it all alliterates. As you know, I love to rhyme and alliterate, so it's our Monday, Memorial Day, mandala flow. And we're going to start in a child's pose today. So arrive on your mat. Now, you may notice that my mat is doubled up because we're going to be doing some things on our knees, moving around on our knees a little bit at the beginning. So if you want to bring a second mat to offer cushion, or maybe you are already on your carpet or something soft, or just a little towel or blanket or something underneath your knees, if you know your knees are tender, may help. Also, the option is to just not do what we're doing and do everything that I'm cueing from a seated position. All right. But begin in a child's pose. Knees can be really wide to offer softness and release into the hip creases, into the hip flexors, or your knees can be really narrow to offer a little bit more softness into your back. It gives support to your back. So whichever way you want to find yourself, before you settle into stillness, just move a little bit, shifting the rib cage right to left, front to back, walking the hands around a little bit so they find their placement that feels right. And then take a big breath in. And as you exhale, melt into stillness. Taking note here of how the body feels. Holding space and attention for whatever is present. Maybe your mind and your heavy are feeling heavy. Heart. Maybe your heart and your mind are feeling heavy today as you think about people known or unknown to you who have lost their lives. And we could spend the day in grief and sorrow, or we could choose to spend the day celebrating as we honor these folks. And I love to share this quote from Dr. Seuss. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. So rather than thinking about what is lost, what is no longer here, start to replay the pleasant memories, thinking about the robustness of life when it was lived, and the memories that you're left with that fill your mind and warm your heart. Begin to bring attention now into your breath, feeling it float in and out of the body, up and down, maybe left to right, just noticing all the pockets of the body that respond to the breath. As you inhale, can you expand through the belly and the chest a little bit more, pressing down toward the earth? And then exhale, feel the softness as the breath leaves the body. Empty out completely. Take 2 more breaths like that, fully nourishing the body. With the next breath, just bring to mind what inspired you to arrive on the mat today. Staying present with that thought as you flow. Beautiful. One more big breath in. And exhale, let it all go. From here, we're going to slither forward, coming onto our bellies. Let your legs go long, tops of the thighs and tops of the feet to the earth. Arrive into a Sphinx pose. So your elbows are stacked underneath the shoulders. Start to make some circles into your neck. Letting your head drift up and around, making a full circle. The theme of our day today. Thinking about life. Thinking about death. Thinking about a regeneration or rebirth. And life back again. Move in the other direction. Giving you a chance to see that life and those experiences from a new perspective. Nice. And then come back into center. We're going to slide the hands back toward the ribs and press back into a table position. You may want to have your knees underneath or on top of the padded area. Start to cat and cow here. Offer a nice articulation into the spine. As you inhale, release everything down toward the earth except the heart, which peels up. And as you exhale, press away from the earth and round into the spine. Moving slowly. Moving with your breath. And press the earth away. Nice. From here, we're going to lift up into a kneeling position and step your right foot out in front of you, coming into a low lunge. You can have the hands on the hips or maybe the hands stack over the thigh. Just keep moving a little bit, just some subtle bounces, creating some space in the hips. Ideally, having the knee stacked over the ankle or before the ankle even. Take a big breath in. Let a big breath go. Beautiful. From here, we're going to swing that left heel behind you and root the left hand down to the earth, coming into a nice long supported side plank. Reach the right arm up and then overhead. So you can lift it up to the sky and then exhale, reach it overhead, creating more space in that right side body. Big breath in. Full breath out. Last one, breathe. Beautiful. From here, bring that right hand down right next to your left hand. The right arm is extended, so you're on the other edge of the mat now. Be okay with being totally confused today. Just have some fun. Keep that right leg extended on the inhale. As you exhale, round the spine. Inhale, reach the leg back. Exhale, round, tucking knee to nose. 2 more. You can even kick that heel up, really accentuating the heart opening. Last one. Big breath in. And as you exhale, this time step the right foot between the hands. We're going to rise up and then sink the hips back, coming into a half split. So draw the heel, or press the heel down, draw the toes toward the knee, and draw the crown of the head forward. So you're opening up through the vertebrae of the back as you hinge here and breathing into any tight spaces of the calf, the ankle, the hamstring. One more big breath in. Full breath out. Beautiful. We're going to come back up. Bring that left heel back behind you again. This time, as you extend the right leg out to the side, we're going to drop the left hand down in front of us and peel the right arm out for a little twist. A little outrigger twist. Take a big breath in. Let a breath go. And we're going to make it more complicated, not complicated, just a little bit more sensation. Bring the right hand down and lift the left arm up for a twist. Really feel that opening in the right leg, the adductor right there. Keep the hip stacked over the knee. One more big breath. Beautiful. Both hands come to the earth now and sink your hip all the way back toward the heel. Melt the chest down. Sort of like a half outrigger, half happy baby, or half child's pose. Big breath in. Surrender as you let it go. On the next breath, come back up to your palms. Walk back around to where you started from. Bring your right knee to meet your left and make really big circles into your hip. Stirring the pot a little bit. Try to get out of your mind today, get in your body, really connect with the intuition of the body that is much wiser than the mind in most cases, at least what it knows best about you. Our mind tells us stories. We make all these stories up about ourselves. Just let yourself be. Let it be really organic today. Nice. Come back into stillness. We're going to rise back up to that kneeling position. Step your left foot out. And take up some space here as you work into your hips. Yes. What can you release? What have you been gripping? What have you been hanging on to right in the emotional center of our bodies? Take another big breath. And then come back up. Swing your right heel. Release your right hand, extend your left leg, supported side plank. Take a big breath in, finding that beautiful alignment, shoulder over shoulder, and then exhale, reach the left arm toward the wall. Inhale, I say wall, but I don't know, maybe you don't have a wall there. Maybe you're reaching it toward your kitchen or your TV or the back door. Just move a little bit, opening up space in the left side body. Take one more big breath. And as you exhale, float the left hand down, coming toward the other edge of the mat with the left leg extended. Inhale, exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, press the leg back or lift it up. Exhale to round and contract. 2 more, your breath guides you. Beautiful. Step that left foot between the hands. Rise up into your low lunge and then shift back into your half split. So rocking your hips back towards your heel. Keep pressing the heart forward. Rather than collapsing and rounding, we want to keep the space open so the breath has room to flow. If you have blocks, feel free to use them. I didn't cue them because not everyone has them, but know when it's best for your body to bring them in. One more big breath in. Beautiful. From here, we're going to rotate, swinging that right leg behind you. Take a big breath in, and we're going to bring the right hand down, left arm is up for your outrigger stretch. So looking again to stack the shoulders. Big breath in. Full breath out. And then release the left hand down. Take the twist to the other side. Oh yeah, right there. Keep that right arm lifted. The gaze can float with the right thumb. The hips will want to shift. Keep them stacked over the knee. Toward your thigh, forehead to the earth, or stack the palms or fists to offer a connection if it's not already there. Breathe into any strong sensations you're noticing. One more breath. Beautiful. From here, we're going to walk back around to the other edge of the mat. Bring the left knee to meet the right and make those big circles in your hip. All right. From here, find your flat back. Flex the feet, drive the toes down into the earth. Start to peel the knees up and straighten the leg. Hips high, downward facing dog. Pressing into the palms and the pads of the fingers. Pressing into the ball of the foot, melting the heels. Notice the breath here as you are upside down. Notice that the shoulders are hunched up towards your ears. Can you slide them away? Big breath in. Full breath out. Beautiful. On the inhale, right leg rises to the sky. Exhale, step the right foot through, low lunge. The left foot joins, forward fold. Rise all the way up. Take your time, finding your tall posture. And exhale, lunge. And then we're going to rise up into a 5-pointed star and then find a low lunge to the left. So the other edge of the mat. Step the right foot to join, forward fold. Rise all the way up. Exhale, melt all the way down. Halfway lift, hands to shin. Left foot steps back. Same thing, rise up. 5-pointed star, like the stars that stud our heroes, right? Cartwheel the hands to frame the left foot on the other side, then step back to high plank. You can lower the knees here, chaturanga. So we lower down by bending the elbows. We don't lower down by dipping the hips or chest. It's all coming from your triceps and core. Press up, upward facing dog or cobra. Maybe we start with a cobra, keeping the hips and thighs rooted, then arrive at downward facing dog. Again, we're going to be moving all around the mat today. Maybe something totally different from anything you've done before in a yoga practice. Just have some fun. Don't shame yourself for getting lost or confused. Just let it be part of the process. Just have a smile. Smile because it happened, right? All right, left side. Inhale, left leg high. Left foot steps between the hands. Right foot joins, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, float back down. Halfway lift, hands to shins. Then step the right foot back. Low lunge again. Give those arms a nice big flourish coming up into your 5-pointed star. And then cartwheel hands to a low lunge on the other edge of the mat. Left foot joins right, forward fold. Press down, rise up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Step the right foot all the way back, low lunge. Rise up into that valiant star. Beautiful. Cartwheel the hands to frame the front foot. Step back, high plank. Lower down, chaturanga. You want the elbows to kiss the ribs on the way down. Then inhale, press the earth away. Float the heart up. Maybe the thighs lift as well. Downward facing dog is where we arrive. Breathe in. Breathe out. We're going to take that modified Surrey A one more time. It's always more fun the second time because you're like, I got this. So lift the right leg high. Step the right foot through, low lunge, sink the hips. Left foot joins, forward fold. Rise up. Exhale, bow. Halfway lift, engage those abs here. And step the left foot back. Rise. Yes. Cartwheel the hands to frame the left foot. Step the right to join, forward fold. Rise all the way up. Move with breath. Exhale, let it all go. Halfway lift. Left foot steps back. Flourish. Cartwheel to frame the left foot. Step back to high plank. Take your flow. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Beautiful. Honoring breath. Honoring your purpose on the mat today. And honoring and cherishing memories. Celebrating lives. On the inhale, left heel rises. Step through, low lunge. Right foot connects, forward fold. Come all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana, nice and tall. Exhale, bow. Halfway lift. Right foot steps back. Rise, stars, rise and shine. Cartwheel the hands to frame the right foot. Left foot joins. Press all the way up. Melt all the way back down. Halfway lift. Right foot steps back. Open those hips and feel comfortable rising. Strong foundation you've built. Cartwheel the hands to frame the right foot. High plank. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, lift the heart. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. You know you can always rest in child's pose. Breathe. Really taking notice, we circle the mat today of the abundance of your life. All the people, all the experiences, all the talents, all the things. Just let it all come into your mind. Beautiful. On the next inhale, right heel rises. Step the right foot through, finding your low lunge. And we're going to come up into warrior two. So as you rise with that flourish, rotate your back foot, your left foot, so it's parallel to the short edge of the mat. All right, and same thing as our lunge. Just create a little space here, a little bounce. Always keeping in mind, you want your knee to track out toward the pinky edge of the foot. So if your thigh starts to fatigue, it's better to straighten it than to collapse it, right? We don't want to get sloppy because that's when we get injured. So keep spiraling those hips open. And we're going to move from side to side in a warrior two flow. All right. So as you inhale, flip the right palm, reverse the warrior, opening the side body. Exhale back to warrior two. Inhale, lift up, rotate the right foot, five-pointed star. Exhale, warrior two to the other side. Inhale, flip the palm, reverse the warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, five-pointed star. Exhale, warrior two to the front. So as you spin, you're just spinning on the heel of the foot. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior two. A little deeper maybe. Inhale, rise. Exhale, warrior two to the other side. You got it. Keep going. Find some meditation in the repetition. Just let your breath carry you there. As you arrive back into center, bring your hands to your hips and start to hinge halfway. So really stick your booty back, tailbone reaching back, crown of the head reaching forward. Let your gaze float down, just follow the nose. Engage into those lower abs to support your lower back. And then start to hinge all the way down, inviting the crown of the head to the earth. The hands can follow. Maybe the hands come right down below the shoulders, or you take a toe bind, or you can interlace them behind the back, pressing palms together, removing them from the back for a shoulder stretch. Maybe make a little motion into the neck, nodding yes, bobbing yes, no. Breathe into your hamstrings here. Big breath in. Full breath out. Release the bind. We're going to walk over to the inside of the right foot, finding your low lunge again. This time a lizard lunge. So you can stay on the ball of your left foot, or feel free to release the knee and untuck the toe. You can also come down onto your forearm, or use the forearm on a block if you have one to release any tension into the wrists. You can press the right knee open if you want. You can even look behind you, take a bind, bending the left knee. We'll stay here for 5 breaths. If you wanted to play around with your flight, Kundalini, flying lizard, that's when we get the right leg on top of the right tricep, and we start to extend. That's always an option. Stay with yourself. Take one more big breath. And we're going to come back into center, frame the foot, lift the left knee, and we're going to rise back up into that 5-pointed star. So heels come in, toes go out. Take a big breath in, and exhale, draw the energy down, goddess pose. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, right here, settle down into your goddess. Maybe you move a little bit. You can challenge yourself by coming onto the balls of the feet, really activating those adductors, or stay right where you are. Take another breath. Sink a little lower. Just keeping the knees bent and the tailbone rooted. Bring your hands down to the earth. So right here, if you want, you can play around a little bit with the beginnings of Titibhasana, firefly pose, where you make a little shelf with your triceps for your hamstrings. I don't fly in this, but maybe you do, where you sit back and lift your legs. It's very pretty. But to me, this is just a really good hip stretch. So maybe you move a little bit side to side, or bounce, or stay still, whatever feels good. 2 more breaths. And then we're going to walk around to the left foot, lizard lunge to the left. So your choice. You can keep the right knee lifted or lowered. You can press the right knee out. You can draw the right leg in for a bind. You can also take Kundalini, flying lizard. Stay with yourself for 5 breaths. From here, lift the right knee. We're going to come back into center. Rise back up. Bring the hands to the heart. Heel toe the feet. Whoop, 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 whoop. So you're in the center of your mat. Coming to a standing position. Finding your Tadasana. Close the eyes for a moment. Connecting with the really beautiful rhythm of your heart. Feel where you're connected to the earth. It's always there to support you. It's where we came from. It's where we will once return. Take a big breath in. Let that breath go. If you are like me, not turned toward the top of your mat, come to the top of the mat in that standing position. Root down into your left foot and draw your right knee up towards your chest. Then start to press back, finding a warrior 3 shape. Then we're going to bring it right back up. It's just playing around with our balance a little bit, playing around with strengthening our hip stabilizers on the left side. So inhaling, drawing that knee up into stork. Exhale, pressing back into warrior 3. 2 more. All these warrior shapes honoring the warriors who have fought for our freedom. From warrior 3, we're going to step back and find warrior 2. Take a big breath in, reverse the warrior. And then come back up. We're going to make a triangle pose. So stick the right hip back, reach the left arm forward, and begin to bow and hinge right at the hip crease. You want your chest to be parallel with the wall, not the floor. You want a long line of energy from the outer edge of the right foot out through the right fingertips. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more breath. Beautiful. We're going to rise up and start to cartwheel the hands to frame the right foot and find a standing split. So lift the left leg high to the sky. Draw your nose towards your knee. Maybe you are working on your handstand prep, gently giving a little kicks, or you're working on your balance by binding on the ankle. Staying focused to stay balanced. One more breath. And then the left foot comes to meet the right forward fold. Rise all the way up. Hands to the heart, taking another moment to honor, to remember, and to celebrate. Maybe you find the edges of your lips are turning upwards into a smile. Big breath in. Full breath out. Open the eyes back up. Root into the right foot. Left knee rises up. As you exhale, warrior 3. Really engaging into the glute and the hamstring of that left side in addition to the right side. Pressing that leg back with purpose. Keep floating. 4 more breaths. Next time you press back, drop that foot down into warrior 2 footing. Find your nice strong warrior 2. Inhale, flip the palm, reverse the warrior. Back to warrior two, straighten the front leg, Trikonasana, triangle pose. So look where you're going and reach before you start to hinge. And once you arrive there, can you open up more space through the left side? Can you also create a little bit more space in the right side? The breath will always help you. Nice. One more big breath. Yes. You get to be wherever you want to be. You get to breathe into it. Take another big breath. And then release the right foot to meet the left. Forward fold. Nice. Rise all the way up. And exhale, bow down. Halfway lift to a flat back. Plant the hands. Step back into your high plank. From high plank, we're going to return all the way down onto our bellies. All the way, all the way, all the way. Open up the arms into a goalpost shape and bring one cheek to the mat. Feel your breath. All right, on the next breath, we're going to start to take a series of back bends. So you're welcome to keep the arms in a goalpost shape if you'd like to try it that way. Zip up the legs together. Squeeze into the thighs and those glutes, those muscles we were just working in our Warrior 3 flow. And when you're ready, slowly start to peel yourself off the earth. So you'll be rocking onto your abdomen and your hips. Keep breathing. If you're in goalpost, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Really broaden across the front body. 2 more breaths. Squeeze the glutes. 1 more breath. And lower down, bringing the other cheek to the mat. Let everything go, so soften into the legs and the booty. And as we come back up, notice what arm variation you'd like to try. You can stay in your goalpost arms, or you can bring your arms by your side, palms down for locust pose, or feel free to bind them, weaving the fingers together behind the back. Either way, when you're ready, start to peel up from the earth. Can you remove a little bit more of your body from the earth by engaging into the musculature, by intentionally breathing into what's working here? 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And let it all go. You don't have a third cheek, so just come back to whichever cheek is your favorite. And we'll do 1 more in that series. So you have another shot to take a bind. Maybe you'd like to join me in a full bow pose. So you draw the knees together, bend them. Take the hands around the ankles and make sure you give a little flexion to the ankles just to support you. It helps with the grip, but it also supports your joints. Shoulder blades draw together, gazes down. And when you're ready, lift up. 6 beautiful, luscious breaths into whatever back bend you're choosing here. Stay with yourself. 1 more big breath. You got this. And let it all go. Nice work. Just take a moment for the spine to neutralize. Keep the knees together and as slowly as humanly possible, press yourself off the floor, coming through a cat pose. So feel the abs engage as you round and lift the spine. And ever so slowly find child's pose once again with the knees nice and narrow. Bringing back into mind your purpose. Holding space for any sorrow, but inviting in the celebration. Bringing in that smile for a life well lived. Two more breaths. Nice. From here, we're going to come into a hero's pose. This should come as no surprise for Memorial Day that we take a hero's pose. So I welcome you if you have blocks or books, or maybe you have a pillow or a really firm cushion or something, a blanket even. You can bring it between your ankles and sit on it, because some people find that hero's pose is just not very comfortable for them. You can lift it as high as you want, so your hips don't have to be anywhere close to your heels. Okay, so find a hero's pose. Maybe you bring the flesh of the calves out from underneath the hamstrings. Just give yourself a moment, hands grounded, really ground down here. Lifting up through the spine. Just honoring the heroes in your life. And honoring your own heroicism. We're all fighting a really big battle right now, so don't belittle your strength and your courage to get up each day, to take care of yourself. You can stay just as you are, or you can start to deepen the shape. Let me move forward a little bit. You can start to deepen the shape by bringing the palms behind you, or maybe coming down onto your forearms, or maybe coming all the way flat onto your back if you're feeling super flexy today. This is my edge right now. Beautiful stretch for the quads. Nice back bend. Really feel the lifting of the sternum. Maybe you tip your head back. Good opportunity to clear out your throat chakra, our center of truth. Integrity, just speaking what's on our mind. You can let out some lion's breath. Stay here for 3 more breaths. When you're ready, slowly start to peel yourself off of the earth or whatever back bend you've taken. Slowly, slowly, slowly reintegrating back into spinal alignment. If you have something underneath you, remove it. We're going to come into a seated position with our feet out in front of us. Windshield wiper the hips a little bit, moving side to side. And then cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Flex into that foot once again, taking a figure 4 shape here. So make this as intense or as gentle as you want it to be. For more intensity, you'd press your chest closer to your leg. Again, notice if your neck's all scrunched up. Yeah, find a little space. Two more breaths. And from here, we're going to slowly roll onto our backs. Lift the left leg, cross the right completely over the left. Arms go out to the side, and we're going to take a spinal twist. So the knees are going to go to the left. The left hand can guide them down. The shoulders are connected to the earth. Breathe up and down the spine. Slowly bring those knees back to center. Uncross the legs and see if you can use that strong core to rock and roll up to a boat pose, Navasana. A lot of people boating this weekend. Get the boat on. We don't have a boat, so this is the only boat I've got. How about you? Maybe you have a boat. Take one more big breath. And release the feet. We're going to come to the other side. So cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Take one more breath. Beautiful. Slowly roll down. Cross the left knee entirely over the right knee. Squeeze those thighs together and let the knees drift off to the right side. The right hand is ready to guide them down. Shoulders stay rooted. Beautiful. One more breath. And then arrive back to center, uncross the legs, one more Navasana. So use the core rather than momentum to roll and lift right up to your Navasana. And maybe here you get kind of silly and goofy and you take a toe bind. See if you want a little stretch into the legs. Keep lifting out of the tailbone. 2 more breaths. And then bring the feet together and edges of the feet to the earth. Baddha Konasana, a little bound angle as you round. Maybe your gaze floats toward your belly, or your eyes are closed. Let the head really sink down, stretching through the cervical spine. Melt the shoulders. A little pose of reverence, gratitude, humility. Take one more breath. And then slowly draw the knees toward one another. Give yourself a big hug. A hug for honoring yourself with practice today. And roll down onto your backs. Enjoy any inversion that you feel would round out your practice. Maybe a legs up the wall. If you have a block or a bolster or something handy, you can slide it under your sacrum. Give a little lift to the hips. Just gives you that much more inversion. You could also take a shoulder stand, or if you've been working on a headstand or something else, feel free to play around with it now. Take 5 breaths before we find ourselves in our final resting shape. Stay with yourself and your breath. Take one more big breath. If you are in shoulder stand, come through plow. If you took a headstand, come into a child's pose. If your legs are up, start to bend the knees, bringing the feet down to the earth. Remove any props you use. We're going to hug our knees in one more time. Roll around, softening into the back. Let's squeeze everything into the midline. Really contract where all the muscles in your extremities and your arms and your face, everything. Take a big breath in. Hold that squeeze for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the breath go, let the body go. Let yourself melt into a moment of rest. When it's time, I will awaken you with a reading from Melody Beatty. Gently, lovingly, leave past moments behind. You can't lose love. You don't need to hang on so tightly. If the lesson has been learned, it is time to move on and let the past slip away. Come into the present moment. Discover all that's there for you. Clinging to the lessons, the people, the feelings from yesterday will make you tired and confused and afraid. Shed all the tears that need to be shed. Feeling your grief will help bring about your transformation. Then say your goodbyes. Be glad you had the experiences you did and be grateful for all you've learned about yourself, about love. Then gently move into today. And adding on to that from the wise words of Dr. Seuss once again, don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. So bring a big smile to your face now as you welcome some deeper breaths and movement to awaken the body. Start to make your way onto one side, letting the benefits of your practice, getting a full 360 perspective on your life or the life of others, just incorporating all the elements of the universe, seeing yourself in your entirety. Let it all soak in. Then slowly begin to arise into a comfortable seat, pressing the palms together in front of the heart, our center of love, compassion, kindness, gratitude. Know that the love and the light in me honors the love and the light in each of you. And I'm so grateful that you joined us for this flow today. Namaste. And I hope you continue to smile all day long. If you have any comments or questions, you can always reach out to me. I'm here every day this week at 9 a.m. And I want to again thank the Energy Club for their sponsorship today. And I hope to see you again tomorrow is another Twisty Tuesday. So we'll work those obliques. We'll get that detoxifying system really ramped up in the body, and we'll have some more fun. Oh, the puppy. Hang on. Oh my gosh.